I'd like to welcome everybody. My name is Duncan Wood. I'm calling you from North Wales here in the UK. Welcome to the Cloud Token presentation. I just want to say to everybody, whatever you've experienced in the past, and if you're anything like me, you've had good experiences and plenty of bad experiences. Try and put those bad experiences to the back of your mind and keep an open mind. Take some serious notes tonight, because I honestly think what you are seeing here right now is probably the most exciting, not just concept, but business that I've ever seen in my life. I really mean that. Hopefully by the end of this presentation, you will understand what I'm talking about. What was I going to say? I got to know Tim, who I'm about to introduce you, because we've been involved in a similar business for a couple of years, for 6 months now. And we got chatting one day. Tim was involved in crypto. He contacted me, and I showed him a system or a business I was involved in to do with crypto, and I asked him a question: what is he doing out in Australia with regards to crypto? And that's how this conversation came around. And all I can tell you is best decision I made looking at this. So keep an open mind, pay attention, get any distractions away from you right now, and please take some notes. So I'd like to welcome Tim Mandeville over in Australia. Tim has been excellent, not only in his knowledge on crypto, but also on this system that you're about to see. So I'd like to welcome Tim Mandeville, and Tim, I'm just about to make you host. So
very good, thank you, Duncan.
Welcome.
Yep, welcome to everyone. I'm just going to mute those that are still not muted, and then we should be fine to go. I think that's about it. Great. Okay, so yeah, a little bit about me. I've been involved in crypto for about 4.5 years, buying Bitcoin at well under $1,000, watching its rise up to 20 and back down again. I've invested in multiple ICOs and lending platforms and other opportunities, and lost in a huge chunk of them. So it's been very refreshing being introduced to Cloud Token, and as I hope you will all see, it really is a very clever system for us all. If you've got questions at the end of the presentation, then obviously feel free to unmute yourselves, and we will run through your questions and hopefully get you some answers. So let me tell you a little bit about Cloud Token. Okay, it's a place where you can store your cryptocurrency, exchange it, earn and spend, all part of an ecosystem of accruing your tokens, being able to spend them as well, and receiving rewards for holding your crypto on it. I'm going to cover the origins of Cloud Token, the benefits of our Jarvis trading bot, how to accumulate Cloud Tokens quickly, and current and future technologies that the company has developed. Very simple, this piece. Rules for investing into crypto. It was something that I had missing. Hang on a minute, who have we got on here? That is just Mel. Please, if you come on, can you please make sure you do mute yourselves and not unmute yourselves? Thank you. Okay, so back to the rules for investing in crypto. I trade on crypto exchanges, and I have a trading plan rule that I follow so that I don't make mistakes and don't get burnt, basically. But in investing in crypto, I didn't have such a thing. Whoever's just joined, can you just please mute yourself? Thank you. So they're very simple, and if you follow these, you're not going to go far wrong. First is you must have visibility of the owners, all right, in your project. Very, very important. If somebody is wanting to hide and not be visible, at some point there's a reason for that, and normally because they're going to take your money and run off with it, and they don't want you to know who they are. Simple as that. Full visibility of the tech team. So you need to understand who's behind your project, what their background is, and what their experience is. Full visibility of the offering, what it is, how it's going to be sold and brought to market, etc. What does the project have that would create mass adoption and guarantee success? All right, if somebody came to me and said, oh, I want to develop an umbrella and bring it to the market, you'd sort of laugh because everybody's already done that. So it needs to be quite unique. If the investment is in crypto, then you need to have full visibility of your funds on the blockchain. All right, no selling into what I call a shit coin first to then hold that coin in their project because they've already got your Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, this went on a lot in 2017 and 2018 with various lending platforms. You need to have full visibility of your funds on the blockchain when you invest. And then if you need to change your mind and you want out and you want to remove your funds, you should have the ability to do so. You need full access to remove those funds 24/7. And you need access to remove any returns that the company are paying you each day. No good them paying you and you have to keep them on there for 60 days or something like that. Proven track record of everybody involved in the project, paramount. Value-added services and products, either established or about to be, that can generate additional revenues into the future for the project, not reliant on just being a one-trick pony. And you will see all the different things that Cloud Token currently has as well. So really, if you follow those 9 rules, whilst you know, investing is not guaranteed to be a success, it certainly would be worth dipping your toe in. And I am in 3 projects now that I am part of, and I've followed those rules, and all 3 of those have been running for some considerable time with no issues. So with that in mind, who is behind Cloud Token? Well, this is our CTO. His name is Ronald I. You can go onto Facebook and look him up there and follow him and read all about his personal life and his business life on Facebook. You can go to LinkedIn. He has a 25-year rap sheet there about all of his successes and his abilities. So certainly very transparent and very visible and massively knowledgeable. So much so that last year he won the Innovative Blockchain Project of the Year in 2018 for developing this product called BitBeta Systems. And BitBeta is 4th generation blockchain, all right? Generation 1 is Bitcoin. For those of you that don't know, Bitcoin is great for as a storage and like a value token, but it's no good as a transactional token. It's useless, in fact. It transacts at about 7 transactions per second. If you had it on your credit card or debit card and you went to the shop, it would take you about 2.5 hours to have your transaction processed and come through approved. So it doesn't work. The next generation was, generation 2 was Ethereum. And what they did, they took out segregated witness or SegWit out of the blockchain to store it. And that's like a proof of work confirmation. And that speeded up the blockchain to about 11 transactions per second. Still completely hopeless as a transactional tool in today's society. Generation 3 came along, which was XRP Ripple, EOS and Cardano. They can transact at a few thousand transactions per second, but again, certainly not adequate enough to be a transactional tool. And the inherent problem with all three of those networks is that the more people that adopt them and try and use them, the slower the network goes. And because the network goes slower, the miners that are doing the transactional processing and confirmations, they cherry pick. So they have a tier of charges for processing your transaction. So obviously the higher transactions gets processed first. So most people just do ordinary. So it can take hours or days sometimes to have a transaction processed because of that. So Ronald thought, well, why don't I build a system where the more people that use it, the quicker my network's going to run, which would make more sense, wouldn't it? If you're trying to get mass adoption of a product, having more people use it and have it go slower is really not a good solution. So BitBeta was developed. The Cloud Token app that you put on your phone, every 1,000 of those apps that are there, each one of them acts as a node. It uses a very small amount of your phone memory and you become a node on the network. And it enables us to transact at 22,500 transactions per second. We have nearly 450,000 people now on board in our first 2 months using Cloud Token. So we can transact peer-to-peer or through our system, through our point of sale merchandising at over 10 million transactions per second. Now, I want to put that into perspective with Visa and MasterCard. Their maximum is around 600 to 650,000 transactions per second. So it makes them look like a baby in nappies compared to what we have developed here, all right? The end goal of Cloud Token is to become a global mobile payment gateway for the world, all right? Now, at our launch event, we launched in 2012, on May the 12th, sorry, in 2019. God, I wish it was 2012. And yeah, we had some owners there, Ronald there, and this guy, Jim Rogers. He is a very well-known American businessman, multi-millions. He's been the co-founder of Quantum Fund, Soros Fund Management. He was also the creator of Rogers International Commodities Index. He knows blockchain inside out, and he knows Cloud Token inside out. And he came along and gave a speech about blockchain and also about our product. And you can hear that. You can go on our Facebook page and click on the files and listen to his 1 hour long speech about it. Now, the important thing to ask yourself is this. We have a man here that is very well respected in the world, and he would not come along and associate himself with a scam. All right, they wouldn't. He doesn't. You couldn't buy him to come along and promote the scam. He doesn't need the money. What interests him is new technology and new abilities to do things and get them out to the masses. That's what excites rich businessmen who are successful, is to be a part of something new that they can see a vision for. And that's why they get their involvement in. Now, something important for you. I'm going to show you this little roadmap for this year. Normally, when you guys, if you've involved yourself in a ICO in the past, they will promise you, if you get, if we get 50 million or $100 million in, here's our glossy white paper. This is our roadmap telling you what we will develop each month and blah, blah, blah. All right. And then you've got to hope they do it. Everything that I'm going to show you in here is already developed. We have it all already. It's already done. The only thing we need is the adoption of people, so that once we have enough numbers, we can roll each part of our system out, because they all have costs involved. All right. So you have come on board at the right time with a completely fully developed system in place. Okay. So in May, we launched our app. In June, there was an algorithm that got added to that called Varun. We do triangular arbitrage. Nobody would have heard of that because we developed it. It is the ability to trade on 3 pairs at any one time on each exchange. All right. Most people can only do pair trading. Vroom looks at what's going on each exchange. It's an algorithm, and it then makes the decision to Jarvis on what they need to do on the pairs on this particular exchange, and then sell it on that one, or vice versa, and they do those transactions. We have over 200 Jarvis bots functioning on 32 exchanges. All right. We have more projects being added, HAL, and also down here Friday for our Wales. People with big accounts will have access to the Friday account, which will give them the Jarvis trading through API keys on their own exchanges for an 80-20 split. We have our Cloud Token version 2 coming up, which will be fantastic. We have all our support will be functioning on that app as well. Our KL office will be opening next month. Our opening party will be happening in September. What else? Gosh, Atomic, that's our pair swapping. That's going into trial mode tomorrow, just to make sure there's no blips. And if there isn't, we will all be able to do our crypto swaps on our mobile app as a mini exchange this week. We have a debit card based payment solution with MasterCard. We will also have the ability to sell your fiat or your cryptocurrency into fiat as well. We've got global e-commerce partners being announced. They've announced one of them, the rest they're holding back. That's with Travelocity, with our holiday and payment program. We've got merchant networks and point of sale contracts that have been signed to roll out our point of sale so that you can go and spend your cloud tokens around the world as well. So with all of these ecosystems, the first part is obviously the earning of your cloud tokens through Vroom and our projects. The second part of it is being able to spend, otherwise there is no ecosystem. How does it work for us? Well, very simply, you deposit your Bitcoin. Hang on, who is that? Right. So you deposit the Bitcoin into the super wallet. Very important for you all to understand. There are 2 wallets in the cloud token. The first is your storage wallet, which is the super wallet. The second one is Jarvis wallet. And you have to click on projects in order to put your money out of the super wallet and into Jarvis, okay? You then obviously select the projects, click Jarvis, agree to the terms and conditions. You're then loaning your crypto into the Jarvis trading bots with full transparency and access to removal of those funds 24/7. It takes about 10 seconds to take your funds out, and you can do that at any time of the day or night. As I said, we're on 32 crypto exchanges and over 200 trading bots. All the exchanges that your coins are traded on are fully insured against hackers breaking into them and taking the coins. We were on 38. Ronald cut it down to 32 because 6 of them were not insured adequately for the funds that we have on there. Jarvis trades daily with the balances of all crypto coins loaded into it. All right, it's well in excess of 200 million. All right, your coins aren't sold at all, they are traded with. Okay, that's why you have full visibility of them on the blockchain in your app. Every day the profit that Jarvis makes goes into the reserve pool. That's normally somewhere between $6 and $20 million a day is made. All right, so very important to understand. This is not paying Peter by robbing Paul or waiting for you to join today so that we can pay someone else tomorrow. Those days are all gone. If you're invested in something that runs that way, get out, all right? Because you will lose your money in it. We have a pool of money, well over 200 million, that trades every day and makes 20 million. And that 20 million pays us, okay? And that cycle repeats itself, all right? Fully sustainable. You will receive between 6 and 12% monthly bonus, and that is in your cloud tokens, and they're paid to you every single morning when you wake up normally, or during the day, depends on the time that you joined. The price of the reward token is derived from the amount of funds in the reserve pool multiplied by the number of cloud tokens in existence. I need to update this. The current price of our token is now 47.5 cents. So every single person that's got a CTO in their wallet can cash out at 47.5 cents, because that's how much money is in the reserve fund to give the token that price for every single token that we all hold, okay? How have we performed? Well, in May we launched, as you know, at 30 cents. By the end of May, we were at 40. June, we continued from that 40.5 and ended up at 44. We are currently at 47.5. That's an over 60% increase in a little over 2 months of trading. And that is just on our token value. That doesn't include any movement in Bitcoins or any coins that you held when you were involved, that also go up and down with the market. All right. Now, transparency is the key. Ronald daily posts what is going on in our accounts so that you know. All right. In our last 30 days, we have transacted over 111,000 Bitcoin. All right. That's well over $1 billion US. And this was our total position. Now, there was a wallet that closed down recently that took about $3 billion from its people because they didn't have some of those important things like transparency and your ability to get your monies out. And we had a lot of people thinking that Cloud Token would do the same. So they immediately wanted to withdraw their funds. So you can see the difference on one day where we went from having, and this is your coins in the wallet. So 12,900 Bitcoin went down to like 12,600. All right. Now, to show you again the transparency, this is the graph showing how much money has been paid out to you as part of our payment, and it's over $147 million. Huge amounts of money. All right, because it's an ecosystem. If you're getting paid daily, you can take your money out daily. That's what it's there for. Or you can choose to hold it and have those tokens increase in value and become worth more for you tomorrow. All right, and you can see the spike here when the other app closed down. We were having a lot of money taken out. They were thinking they'll do the same to Cloud Token. It's going to disappear. It's a scam, blah, blah, blah. And of course it isn't. And it's carried on doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And Ronald has said that a chunk or a big amount of that money has actually been put back into the system again. All right. So we have all of this transparency from Ronald. For, you know, from those of you who are part of the Facebook groups, and you can also follow on Ronald. He is so proactive, it is ridiculous. There are multiple daily information shots given by Ronald every single day about what's going on and how things are developing, etc., etc. There is, I don't think to this day he's ever had to do a reactive post. It's always proactive. On our version 2, on version 1, you can see the trades on one of the bot. On version 2 that will be coming out, we will be able to see, I believe, all of the trades that are going on by the bot. Ronald has developed something to do that. Also on our Jarvis, as I said, you've got full visibility of your funds, so you can look on Blockchain Explorer, put your wallet address in and see that you are indeed holding 0.1053 Bitcoin on there, all right? With these other wallets, they can't do that because they run ghost wallets on their phone. They're using arbitrage trading through API keys on an exchange, which they obviously hold, so they cannot give you information or access to those wallets. We have a mainnet, so we can do that. We have our own mobile blockchain, so we are able to have the two marry up exactly. And this is what happens when the big companies decide to run off with people's money. You have no way of tracking it on the blockchain, and your money has gone, unfortunately. So, income disclaimers, very important. This I'm going to show you now, the earnings that you can achieve or the rewards that the company pay you. But before I do so, I am not a financial advisor, okay? The ideas that I'm going through in this presentation are my experiences really on what I have learned with Cloud Token. It's certainly not financial advice. I'm not a financial investment company and can make no representations or guarantees to you of any income, all right? I don't recommend that you outlay money you cannot afford to lose. Don't rush into anything, do your own research. I was offered this on the 16th of April and I got involved on the 20th. I did 4 days of research before I joined because I did not want to make a mistake again, all right? And it's up to you to take the information that I'm giving you in this and go and do your own research. And by that, I mean, do not go onto Google and go, is Cloud Token a scam? All right, that's not called research. That's called feeding the YouTube bloggers with their $2.50 to watch their video. All right, that's not going to give you information. Myself and my team members are not liable for any damages, expenses or losses that you may suffer from the information contained in this presentation. All right, as with any business, your results may vary and will be based on your individual capacity, business experience, expertise, and level of desire. There are no guarantees concerning the level of success you may experience. Everyone's success depends on their dedication, desire, and motivation. Okay? So, how do you benefit as an individual? You deposit your crypto into your account. Okay, so you just move it from a wallet where you hold it at the moment that chooses to pay you $0 to your own Cloud Token wallet where you are going to receive a return on it. Big difference. Okay, you will earn between 6 and 12% per month in Cloud Tokens that you can cash out into Ethereum or into other coins as well through the swap feature and remove off the network and spend. All right, however you do that now. You can withdraw and cancel at any time, no contracts. So let's say, for example, you put $1,000 into the Jarvis in Bitcoin, all right? Your account grows, or growth is, let's say, 10%, so you will receive $100 on that. And that is paid every single day to you at $3.33. So at 43 cents, you're roughly going to get about 7 Cloud Tokens. All right, for your $1,000 US, and that is every single day, and you can then cash those 7 tokens out every single day if you want to. All right, and you don't have to share that concept with anyone. All right, you can earn all of that money every day, whether it's $100, $1,000, $10,000, or $1 million. You will receive that every single day. All right, unlike your bank, of course, that will pay you 0.8% in 1 year. And you don't have access to your funds 24/7. Your bank branch is normally only open 5 days a week between the hours of 9 to 4. You can't even go into your bank over the weekend. As for transferring money on a Friday, don't expect it to appear before Tuesday next week. So lots of disadvantages over old systems and great advantages over new. Now, benefits of sharing, always a good thing to understand. We use affiliate marketing to promote the cloud token. So that means the company are rewarding you and I if we share this to other people, all right, rather than going through a marketing company to promote this through the world, or by selling it through network marketing or multi-level marketing by charging you a fee every month and a renewal stuff every single month as well to pay the commission structures out to everyone, all right? So we do it this way. In order to get the benefits of sharing, you need to have your wallet in Jarvis at over $500 at all times. If you drop to $499, everybody who you have put in underneath you and all the funds that they are paid on and that you would be paid on, you will receive nothing on for that day until you go back over the $500, okay? So you pop next door and you see your mate John, and John says, I'm in, all right? Here's my $500. So John's gonna receive, let's say, 5 cloud tokens every single day for his $500, and the company will 100% match that. They will give you 5 cloud tokens every single day for John being in, all right? He pops next door to his friend Sally and she says, I'm in. So John's gonna receive 5 tokens from 100% and you are gonna receive another 50. So you get 100% on your first line, 50% on your second line. But in order to get your second line wealth, you have to bring in 2 people. If you want 3 levels deep, 3 people, and so on. And the company rewards you down to 21 levels. Okay, you get 5% on every single level from level 3 down. All right, so if you have 21 people here that you personally introduced to Cloud Token, you're going to get and receive money on all 21 levels, all the way down as your business grows. Okay. Let me just show you now, if we put some money to this in terms of earning values. Let's say on your first line, you introduce 3 people. One puts in 1,000, one puts in 10, one puts in 5. So you're going to get $100, or they will receive $100 a month, and so will you, 1,000 and 5 and 50. On your second line, you have 3 as well. They put in 1,000, 500, and 2,000. Okay, so that's another 100 and 25 and 50. All right, so that goes in there. So that's a total of $1,325 a month. This is all fully sustainable because all of this money here every single morning is being traded with and making a profit to pay out all of the tokens. All right. So that would equate to a little over what, 2,700 at the 47.5 cloud tokens, just for having those 6 people in your network every single day. That will continue. And again, obviously more money all the way down to level 21. Now, where it gets interesting is there are rank bonuses. So once you have got over 200,000 US dollars underneath you in your team volume, you become a C1. I am a C1. I've got around 450,000, I think now, in group volume under me. I receive an extra 5% on my first line, an extra 5% on my second, and my level 3 to 21 has doubled. It's gone from 5 to 10%. All right, so this is where it becomes really good. You get what is called a community payout. Now, as a C1, I am earning around 600 US dollars every single morning. All right, I will receive up to about 2,000 US dollars by the time I get to C2. The qualification for that is to have 3 C1s in my business. So I will have about $1 million underneath me at that point, or maybe a little bit more even. As a C2, okay, your earnings go up to 10%. As a C3, another 15. C4, another 20, and so on. The earnings change here. As a C2, you're going to receive between probably 5 and 10,000 US dollars every single day. Luigi, our upline, he's now C3. he's receiving over 10,000 US dollars every day. C4s over 50,000, C5s over 100 grand every day. All right, all from monies being traded from the volumes that we all have in Jarvis, not from all the 1,000 people that have just joined and put $50,000 into Jarvis that's being used to pay you. All right, that's a scam. So there's huge opportunity for all of you to grow the business and share it, and some great financial rewards. Why should you join us? Well, there are no packages to buy. There are no membership fees, no monthly auto ships, no contracts you can withdraw at any time. You earn passively without sponsoring. Very important. Some people have tried network marketing so many times that they just cannot talk to anybody else ever again about anything that they're doing. And this will enable those people to succeed. They can quietly put 1,000 US dollars into an account and they're going to receive $100 every single month return. Their bank would pay them that $100. Unfortunately, it will take 10 years at 0.8%. All right. So I think there's a better option here. We generate our revenue from the arbitrage and trading, and our token has the potential to go up 10 times where it currently sits or more in the next 12 months. So I just want to show you the hypothetical accumulation of your cloud tokens. Let's just say that over the next 12 months, you have saved over 25,000 cloud tokens. If you get to a C1, trust me, you're already well in excess of that. All right. We had a 30-cent launch price. And let's say we get to $10. Your 25,000 cloud tokens are now worth a cool $250,000 US dollars. All right. If we got to $20 per cloud token, it's $500,000 US dollars, about 700,000 if you live here in Australia. All right. So great opportunity. This is my next level. I want to get 200,000 cloud tokens. All right. Between my partner and I, we're over halfway there now. All right. Let's say again, we got to $10. That's 2 million USD, about 2.8 Australian for us, with 200,000 when that price gets to $10. If it got to 5, we've still made $1 million US. So, yeah, very exciting times for everyone here. So I'd like to thank you all for having a look and coming on, all right, because that is always the first step for everyone. Please, you know, hopefully you've made some notes. Please go and do some due diligence on Ronald. You can also join our Facebook page and go back to the person that introduced you to Cloud Token and have a talk to them about it. In the meantime, if you guys have got any questions, then obviously unmute yourself, and Duncan or I or others would be more than happy to answer them for you.
Tim, I'd just like to, during your presentation, you always talk about these 9 points, and one of those points is knowing the person behind the company. And that's one mistake we've all made in the past. We've gone and joined businesses where we don't even know the people behind it. I'm just posting a site on there. I want everybody to go to the chat. You can find it on the bottom of the screen, and go and have a look at that article there about Ronald AI. I came across this 2 days ago and never even realized really a lot about his background, but that goes through everything. I mean, this guy is just one in a million. When you read about, he has been involved in technology since the age of 5 years old with his father, and the companies that he has generated, sold, and been involved in, he's an absolute genius. And I can now understand why and he is where he is today and what he's developed here. So I really would recommend everybody go and read that site and pass it on to anybody who has any doubt about the people behind this company. Really is worth it. Are you just looking at it, Tim?
Yeah, I'm just saving it actually.
Yeah, it's really good, very interesting. So anybody got any questions? If you have any questions, if you're too shy to speak, just type your question in the chat, or if you want to open up your mic, just fire away. Don't think that your question is stupid, because no question is stupid. If you don't get your questions answered, it's going to be one thing that is going to be niggling in the back of your mind that you don't understand. Who's Sandra, you said you do not see your article. I'm not sure what you mean there. If you click on that link, it'll scroll down and you'll see all about Ronald AI, and not only about Ronald, but also the bit beta system, and Matthew Seon, and how does Cloud Token make money. I'm not sure what you mean, Sandra. The link is on the chat. Sandra's saying she can't see the article. I've just posted it on the chat. So if you go to the chat at the bottom of the screen, click on there and you'll see the link. Robert says he sees it.
Yeah, I see it. I just copied it. So.
Okay, anybody got any questions?
Can I ask something about the app, please? It's Nina here.
No, you can't, Nina. So, of course you can.
You should know it all by now.
It's just a quickie. It might sound silly, but on the app, how many levels can we go down? At the moment, I can only see 3. So
and you can only see 3, and that is a restriction due to our MLM license. So once the formalities for our licenses are there, you will then have access to the 21 levels.
Oh, good.
But to meet conformity at the moment with how we operate, we are only allowed to show 3 levels deep. So that's why we are only seeing 3 levels deep.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Answered that one. Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Just while we're talking about the app, it's worth pointing out to people, I don't know whether you're following the Facebook post, but everybody on this call should be on that Facebook group. In the last few days, there's been a few people that have had issues with downloading the app or updating the app on their phone. And the reason why some people are having issues is because they're using outdated phones. So if your phone, or if you're introducing anybody that has a phone maybe a year or year and a half out of date, it either needs to be updated, because the technology we're using is the latest technology, and a lot of the older phones don't work.
Don't have it.
So really worth mentioning that too. If you're speaking to anybody, ask them what type of phone it is, ask them how old it is before they try to install the app, because they might have difficulty installing it if their phone is not up to date.
Can you put the link of the group in the chat box, Duncan?
The link of what? Sorry, the
chat box. The chat box, the Facebook group.
Yes, I can do. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll do it while somebody else answers a question. I'll find them and post them.
Hey, Tim, Scott here. I got a question. It's come up a couple times here, and I know you've addressed it before, where Ronald I was with another company. I mean, there's really about 3 different companies that he's drawing from. The one that created Bit Beta Systems and all that, which is his and all that, and how he kind of had a breakup with another group that went another way. Could you explain kind of a background of that and why it happened? And because I think it would help people understand, because a lot of people say, well, gee, it's another token or another super wallet or a wallet, and so that must be like that other one that's no longer around. How can you explain that to people that are kind of hearing this for the first time, and how we differentiate from where that other company was and why Ronald did not want to do business with them?
I can sort of explain it. Yeah, like when we first came into being, we had about 100 and something main owners and backers, and that by the time they launched, I think in about March, we were down to 16 main players, and then one of the co-owners at the World Blockchain Forum basically wanted to follow the road of Plus Token, and Ronald did not. So he said, I'm a integral man, I'm a man of integrity. This is what I'm building, and it's an ecosystem for the people. I'm not going to create a pump and dump coin like Plus Token. So those of you that want to be with me, stay with me. Those of you that want to go, go. And it basically split down the middle. So those people went, as far as I know, they are part of WOE token, or what I call watch out token, because they're just going to do exactly what Plus Token have just done. And we have maintained ourselves with Ronald because everything is his. So we're on the right side of the coin. We're with the man who developed and owned Ori and BitBeta and the Cloud Token app. He's the man with all the experience in doing everything. So there are a multitude of wallets out there. Each one is different. And if somebody is looking at them all, then they need to do their due diligence in each one, and then they would understand what Cloud Token has that the others doesn't. And it's that simple. If you come onto the presentations, if you follow Ronald, if you go to LinkedIn and look at his profile, and you start soon doing a little bit of digging around on what we actually are doing, you will get all your answers, because we're fully transparent and everything is there. And you can see that you've got a great opportunity here with us.
Yeah, thank you for that. And that's exactly what I did too, because I looked at a couple of the other ones that were being recommended to me at the same time. And really, when it came down to it, it turned out to be a no-brainer. It's like, I love the transparency, and the other ones do not have the transparency. And I've been burned, I've lost money, and I want to know where everything is and who's behind it. And this gives it to us completely here. I love it. Yeah. Love it.
Like, unfortunately, a lot of people, will go onto Google and they say, oh, Cloud Token's a scam. And the second you turn around to them and say, well, can you tell me where? They can't, because they've just listened to something on Google or YouTube. And they feel that that's their research, that somebody else that obviously isn't part of Cloud Token, that's getting paid for them or getting paid by them almost to view their thing, is their answer. And it isn't. You need to research the information and prove that that is wrong. Then you have something to go back. If somebody came back to me and said, I'm just letting you know, but Ronald I doesn't exist. This is a made up LinkedIn program. BitBeta, what's that? Then I would be listening. So it's about sharing the information about it, and then somebody questioning that, and then we can say, okay, well, if you go here, here, and here, you can read all about it and see what it does. Or better still, email Ronald. He'll tell you. He has conversations with people all the time. He's not shy. He's got nothing to hide.
Right.
Unfortunately, the internet's just full of people giving an opinion, often of something they know very little about, and they haven't even done their own research properly. And you can often tell that by reading their posts, if you've got the time and the will to do it, because you realize they don't even understand it. They've got it completely wrong.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened today. Somebody sent me a video and said, a guy turned me down because of this video, and I watched it. It was the biggest load of crap. There was not one single bit of accurate information in there. And the guy's had almost 10,000 views on his YouTube of that video, and he's just
Wow.
it's ridiculous. I mean, it was the most load of crap I've ever seen, and he was just, and it was before the company even launched. He was just making stuff up, and like you said, he makes $2.50 every time somebody clicks on there to watch it. So he's just sitting back laughing. He's the scammer. Amazing.
Well, what you've just said is exactly, if you go and look as an example, go and have a look at all the cloud token videos on YouTube and then look at the ones with the highest views. Do you know what they've all got? Scam in the word, in the keywords. And that tells you one thing. Most people don't do proper research. As Tim says, all they do is they go and say, is cloud token a scam? And all these people realize, who are marketing on the internet, realize that's what the majority of people do to find out information. And they're just making money from their websites. It's no different, as an example, if you want to try this out, go and type into Google, is Mother Teresa a scam, and find out what you read. It's just unbelievable what people do.
Right.
She is. She's a scam. I read it on Google. She's a scam.
She's a fraud. She's a scam. She spent a lot of money laundering, conning people. It's unbelievable.
Funny.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, I've put the two Facebook links on the chat. The first one is for anybody looking at Cloud Token. They don't have to be involved. The second one is for paid members only. And just so you know, you do have to answer questions. So if you don't answer the questions, or the person you've introduced doesn't answer the questions, they won't get into the group. Okay, guys, any other questions anybody's got before we wrap up for the night?
Thank you, too, for the great presentation. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Scott. All good.
Yeah, great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Well, I'm afraid Tim isn't going to be on the call in the morning at 10 a.m. UK time. Unfortunately, have to listen to me.
Have to go shopping.
Now, the one thing I can tell you, don't expect anything too technical. I will keep it very simple, very basic. But put it this way, I know enough about it to get the message across. So hopefully I'll hear you or see you on the call in the morning at 10 a.m. Okay, Tim, thanks very much for your time.
All right.
Cheers.
No problems, Duncan.
Cheers, Duncan.
See you guys later.
Duncan. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good night.
Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Bye now.
Good night.
Night.